Going back to 2018 was the last time that I was around this stuff, but I was hurt and wasn't able to experience the zoo of the media and things like that. But I do remember thinking when we were going through that, that you just have to have some gratitude for it. Be thankful for being in this place. It's not every time that, it's not often that you get to be like this, to be right here. And so taking it a day at a time, being where your feet are, knowing that you get an hour and a half that you're going to be doing media, you're going to be doing whatever it is, and then you're going to have time where you're doing football, and just being where you are and having some gratitude for that time.
If you could pick the next international game, which city would you pick in Europe?
In Europe specifically?
Yes.
That's a great question. Would it be? I haven't been to Europe before. We've always planned on going over there, and then my wife and I we get pregnant, and then we end up not going. And so.
You said you're France. France is happening.
Yeah, I would like to go to Italy, so somewhere in Italy.
Cooper, how do you?
Yeah, I think it's maybe one of those things that's very understated is, how quickly the NFL can, show up and spit out a quarterback who doesn't perform up to the standards that people have placed on them early in their career. And you can get basically blackballed into saying, well, you're not a starting quarterback, and for Sam, being able to do what he did and go through the early trials that he did and be able to come back from that and maintain, just be like, man, I know that he knows the mistakes that he's made. He knows the things that worked, the things that didn't, but not to be scarred by them, to not allow them to become something that he, shied away from. It's impressive. It's really impressive. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to be able to push through those things, and to be here now and do what he's done the last couple of years is there's not many people that have done it. So it speaks to his ability to move through that stuff.
What advice have you?
Not supposed to. Like, we got a game on Sunday, you see that stuff. You see medals going down a bit. I think Bitcoin is I'm currently right now, I'm invested in the stock market.
Yeah.
What do you think the publicly being likes when
Trying to expand the product.
Yeah, well, I wore this shirt. I don't know if you see this. This is Mike's famous saying that we did not care. And I think that's what it was. We were so inward focused this whole year. It's been about us. It's been about us in that room. It's been about those guys in the four walls of that team room. It's the belief that we had in ourselves that mattered, and we knew that. We believed in that, and so any outside noise, it really is it's water off your back. It's just you're not letting that carry any weight. And so for us, there's always this belief. There's always an understanding and expectation to go out there and win games. And so when you lose a game, it hurts, and it hurts how it should, because the expectation is to go out there and win it. And we live by that, and stuck to that process, and it's allowed us to get to this place.
What advice have you given your teammates?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe people like being proven wrong.
Nice. Cooper, Judge Shelley Strong, and you created a mathematical modeling program. Tell us what it was and what did it do for you?
Yeah, well, you've done some research. That was just back there a ways. I took a econometrics class. I'm an econ major. I took an econometrics class back in my senior year, and I really got into it. I really enjoyed it, about forecasting and being able to find, create models that can predict, what might happen in the future. And so I got really into trying to predict future success of NFL players moving through different levels of football, right? So if you took a high school player and you took all these different variables, statistics, measurables, hair color, eye color, how good was the football in the state they were playing, how many games did they play, all these different things. Could you forecast how good they'd be in college? I think you take the college stuff and forecast how good they'd be in the NFL. And so the idea is to be able to create a tool that you could use to help guide scouts, essentially, or recruiters, in trying to predict if someone's going to be successful, taking a bunch of variables that maybe you don't account for.
And it helped you in your acceleration as well.
Yeah. It was more so. Yeah, it was more so just cool. It was cool to be a part of it. It was cool to build it out and see the things that mattered, I guess.
How important?
Yeah, I mean, just how we always have. I mean, you have to respect your opponent. You're playing in the Super Bowl, and know that they're here for a reason. And they've played some very good football. They've got a defense that plays together, and it's a great. The surest sign of a good defense is a team that plays together. And you see guys understanding where their help is, and there's not guys running off and doing their own thing. And so they got a lot of playmakers on that side of the ball. It's going to be a great challenge for us, and we take the same process we do any other week. Trying to diagnose it, understand it, and figure out ways to attack it.
What advice have you given teammates who?
Yeah, I think most of it's just handling all of this stuff during the week and allowing your process to take place still. There's lots of things that want to get in the way and disrupt it, but trying to stay on that schedule of understanding the time you're going to watch the film, your study of the playbook, and just being where your feet are, knowing that this is something that has to happen. Have some gratitude for being in this moment and enjoy it, but then when it's time to work, you got to go through and do the work.
How about the game itself, though? I mean, what advice have you given to them? Obviously, it's such a big game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a big game because of what everyone else says it is, right? But it's still the same game. The game is no bigger, smaller. The football is the same size. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the football field is no bigger. You go out there and play this game. Understand that once the game starts, it's going to feel just like any other game you've played in your life, and we have that expectation. And guys on this team know that, and they've handled things, big moments. When you prepare the right way, big moments become just like anything else.
How good is
Oh, geez, I have no idea. I was, I like some of the J. Cole stuff. Maybe go Middle Child by J. Cole. I've used that one before. Thermostat? Cold, cave-like, very cold.
how important Jaxon is for the team? How good he is?
Jaxon's a special player. So we wouldn't be here without Jaxon. What he's done this year and the plays he's made and come up in some clutch moments. So he's a very special player for us, and team guy that wants to win above anything else. He wants to win, and so it's fun to be able to play alongside him.
Coop, speaking of Jaxon, him and your former teammate Puka Nacua are the two front runners for the Offensive Player of the Year award. Obviously, you've gotten to watch both of them blossom a little bit and develop. How cool is that? Is that almost like a kind of big brother feeling when you see them come along and become these superstars that you have been for so long?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just being. I've gotten very close with both of them just as a friend and a teammate, and so you see those guys. They were great players before I had anything to do with them. Before I'd ever met them, they were great in their own right, and so it's great being able to see those guys get recognized for putting together seasons that have been very special. So I think that's the approach I take.
Cooper, have you shared your experiences in the last two Super Bowls, both winning and losing MVP? Have you shared these experiences with your teammates that got them through this week in the big game?
Yeah, you talk through these things, but it's the same message that everyone says. I think the only thing that I bring is maybe a little validity because I've lived it. But it's like, hey, this is as cliche as it is. This is just like any other game, and you have to go and handle all the distractions and things like that. But no, this is the same game that you've played, and when it starts up, it's going to feel that way. Yeah, well, I think one of the things that's been really cool to see is, as he took off this year, he was getting a lot of attention, and teams want to take him away. They're going to try to find ways to keep him from getting the ball, and his focus to be able to push him and say, hey, it might not be there in the first and second quarter. But being able to stay focused and say, hey, if I can stay engaged in this thing, if I know that I can keep my mind focused on just the next play and winning that rep, the ball's going to find him. And so he's done an unbelievable job of that, of being, there's times where it might not be coming to him early, but he's made that big play in the third or fourth quarter because he's been so engaged, even when the ball's not coming his way. It's something I think that you learn as you play receiver as more time goes on, and understand that there's 10 other guys out there that have to do their job for you to even have the chance of getting the ball thrown your way, and you can do everything right, and the ball still might not come your way, and that's okay because it's not about you making the play, it's about the team making the play, and that's the beautiful thing about receiver. Yeah, I've touched on this a little bit, but it's an unbelievable story. It's not there's not many guys that have done what he's done in terms of kind of people writing him off and then being able to chip away at that and come back and do do what he's done to be at this stage now. And the mental fortitude, the resilience to be able to push through those things, the self-belief. It's a special trait of Sam Darnold's.
What about your role in all of this? This is the third youngest team in the NFL right now, but there's been some veterans added in the last couple of years, you being one. Can you describe your role amidst a fairly young group?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to be an open book. However I can help someone, if they I think that's the attitude of all the guys. I mean, it's servant leadership, and we're not here to run the team. The guys that are here that have been through it, we're not the ones that set the culture. The team sets that together, and so guys want to be an open book. If there's something that guys want to ask us and have questions or anything like. We're ready to help, and it's because of that you got guys that are intrinsically motivated to want to be better. That's what makes us good.
Does it help that you've been a Super Bowl MVP? Like, is that something you can impart, or do guys look to you a little bit deeper for that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would never just be like, hey, you got to listen to me because I've won the Super Bowl MVP. It's if you're not, you got to model the way. You got to show them. I mean, it's people over and over again. They see better than they hear. So it doesn't really matter what you're saying to somebody. If you're not modeling that yourself, you just come off as a hypocrite. And so you definitely don't want to live in that world.
Cooper, it's been exactly 1 year actually since the Rams indicated that they're going to kind of describe like the whole back on that from a year ago. Reminiscing of the time with the Rams, what was like your favorite memory? Could you kind of describe like the journey to get back to the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough way for things to end last year, and there'll be a time to kind of really reflect and go into that stuff. Right now, it's about going out here and winning a Super Bowl, and so like this journey and being able to be a part of this team and the guys here and the relationships that I've built with the players and the coaches here have been such a special thing. And to be a year ago where I was to being able to be here now, I don't take that for granted and don't take that lightly. It's a real sense of gratitude for being where I am now.
What was your favorite Rams memory from your time?
Oh, I don't. I mean, there's so many. I don't know if I could even put my finger on one of them. I think the thing that I remember the most that comes to mind all the time has been the relationships. It's been like the moments with the guys. And that's the coolest thing about football. You go through all this. You spend so much time together. You toil together. You fail together. And being able to go through that and overcome those things together, it builds some really cool bonds with guys. And those are the things that I think I hold dearest.
You grew up in Washington State. Can you talk a little bit about your memories of supporting the Seahawks and whether that makes it sweeter than being a Seahawks with them?
Yeah, so when I was really young, I was a huge Seahawks fan until I found out that bedtime was when the game ended, and so then I just became a overtime fan. But I do have a lot of memories of every Sunday we'd get up, we'd go to church, come home, Dad would make nachos or something, and we'd throw the Seahawks game on. And so those are special. It's the memories with your fans, those kinds of things. It's the memories. It's like the games itself, but it's not so much like the play. You remember the moments of like these big plays and these big moments happening in the game, but it wasn't so much for me the play itself as much as it was who I was around and the people that I got to experience that with that make it really special.
Now being at the Super Bowl with that team, does that make it sweet?
Yeah, no, it is. It's super cool, and there'll be a time to really be able to reflect on that and know that I get to be a part of that for some kids that are in right where I was and in the shoes that I was in, and so there'll be time for that reflection. Right now, I'm just really grateful to be in this place.
Cooper, we talked to Torrey earlier, and we talked to Jaxon Smith-Njigba as well, and something that JSN has said is that he's not just a slot receiver, he can also play outside, Torrey Horton as well. What makes this offense by Klint Kubiak so fluid that all these receivers can just play in all these different positions? Yeah, I think a lot of it is a willingness by receivers to be able to move around and go do different jobs and not be locked into saying, well, I can't do that because I only play this position, I only do this thing. There's no one-trick ponies allowed, and guys being able to move in and out of the huddle and different personnel groupings and things like that. And, guys lining up, understanding the offense well enough to line up in any different spot. It makes it challenging for defenses to try to take guys away, and it comes down to the offensive coaches trusting us to be able to know our stuff, but also the players to be able to know their playbook well enough to be able to do those things. And one last question for you. I'm just curious about this because I heard this on the podcast that you were on. You said one time, don't put your socks all the way up. You have to scrunch them up just a little bit. Listen, we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
I need to know what do I do with my socks?
Yeah, you look, if you're wearing long tube socks. You just don't pull them so they're straight up all the way up the calf. You know what I mean? There has to be some amount of scrunch, some kind of texture that you're putting on there, because otherwise I think you look like that. You look at like that 80-year-old dude with the short shorts and the socks pulled up. You don't have, you'll have time to be that guy, right? Like right now we're our back's healthy. We can get down there and scrunch our socks a little bit.
White socks, black socks.
I'm a notoriously not black sock guy, but I've recently come around to the belief that you could wear black socks in the right situation. So, to each their own, but scrunch your socks. Yeah.
How's your relationship with Jaxon?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been really fun getting to know him better. Obviously, was a huge fan of him just in terms of his time at Ohio State. I thought he was a really good receiver. Did some really good things. His feel for how offenses work and things like that. But it's been great to get to know him better. Just go through this year, and he's a real special player. So it's been a lot of fun.
Can you read these numbers 6 and 7 for me, please?
Read 6 and 7.
6 and 7.
I don't know what they say.
It's in Spanish.
Oh, I know that. I know it's in Spanish, but if I don't know, why would I say it if I don't even know you don't have like a translation underneath there?
The challenge is in Spanish.
Okay, how about I just read 7? No, I'm going to read number 6. Okay. Mientras uno esté vivo, uno debe amar lo más que se pueda. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be nice. I'm curious. I don't know what. I'm not sure which locker room we're in. Do you know? Does anyone know? Oh, really? Yeah, so that'll be new. But it'll be nice being. I've played a lot of football games in that stadium. Yeah, that'll be cool to be somewhere familiar.
Hey, cool. When you look at the all-time, like if you could pick a group of 5 all-time receivers,
oh,
who would be in your group?
Yeah, so this is an impossible task because you piss off people immediately. All-time receivers. Okay, well you go Randy Moss. You go Megatron. I'll go with Steve Largent running the slot for me. I need one more good I really like Andre Johnson. He's gonna bring a little bit of that juice with him. And then let's do one more. I guess I'll go Jerry. Jerry will be the veteran presence that we need.
You could have put yourself in there.
No, that was it.
So what was the last thing that you Googled?
The last thing that I Googled, I am a serial Googler. So I Googled. Oh, good save. What did I Google recently? There's so many things. Yeah, you're right. I should probably just do that. It's like the Google machine. The Google machine knows a lot of stuff. So let's see what was my most recent one. I was looking up watches recently. So, but asking a question. The last question I looked up. I was looking at a perpetual calendar. I was looking at a few different perpetual calendars, and I really want to find a tourbillon watch. So been looking for one of those. It's kind of a useless complication now, but I think it's so cool. So been looking for one of those.
Cool. I know how. Cool.
Oh, sorry. Are we done? Yeah. Well, he just asked a question. I'm gonna do this one. Then we're going. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't, honestly, if I've learned anything in the last year, it's you never know what's going to happen. And so I think you just got to take things one year at a time. I love this team, and you know that in the NFL, teams you don't just reboot with the same team each year. There's going to be changes and things like that. And so I'm just being where my feet are and really enjoying this time, going to work with this team and competing for a world title here. Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
2015.
Okay.
It's an opportunity to flip the script for the fans,
Yeah.
especially for the fans, not for you, because you want to do it, for the fans, it's an opportunity to flip the script.
From 2015?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the things that have happened in the past, like for us, like we're not competing to redeem anything for anyone else. Like we're competing for our own story and all the work that we've put in. So our focus is on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.